doesn't even need to be the whole 30 seconds. Who makes the rules around here? I do. What the fuck is up? It's John Escudero here, and you're watching or listening to Dirt Sheet Radio. This is a podcast or a newscast about professional wrestling, where I'd like to talk shit about wrestling and the rumors and latest bullshit with my boys, Nick and Greg, who will introduce themselves now.
Hello, I'm one of the people introducing myself. It's me, Neek, otherwise known as one half of Tom and Nick Mysterio. Guess what? I'm Tom Mysterio. Bet you weren't expecting that one.
I didn't. M. Night Shyamalan over here.
What at least.
Let's bring in our other guest, or not guest. These are fucking mainstay hosts. Oh, look at Greg. He is holding the very rare Ring of Honor. It's a fucking rare ass replica. The Ring of Honor Cornette era World Championship replica, an official one.
Sky, boys.
The Jay Briscoe World Title. I got it behind me. Shit, I should pull mine out. You're gonna give me a second.
Yeah, that's the way you say that.
Hey, now.
I got it right behind me. Right? This is the great thing about having the display. Showing up. Gotta pull out the baby.
There it is.
You know what's funny now that you do that? That's the first time I realized that it opened that easily.
I didn't even think about that. You're right. I always just assumed it was just behind there, and that's that. There's no opening it or anything.
Yeah, this thing is.
I figured he had to go through a whole thing to get those things out of there.
Yeah, like he had to like drill it out and everything.
No, it's
it with a hammer.
It's dangerously easy to take out of the damn thing. So this is an interesting story about these belts. So this is a beautiful, beautiful design, and you would ask yourself, like, why would Ring of Honor ever move away from it? So they were forced to, as they sold these replicas right here, this design, without the legal permission of the person who made the original belt. So they shut down the sale of these replicas, and because of that, Ring of Honor decided to move on to a new design, one that they could sell.
Wait! Don't bury our favorite part. The interim time between championships, where Cody Rhodes debuted the Ring of Honor.
The Ring of Honor. In case if you ever thought, why would they do that? It was a legal reason. The Ring of Honor.
Asked us why at some point we hated Cody Rhodes. It kind of starts around there.
That was the beginning of that.
He has kind of redeemed himself over time, but that was a bad period.
And so they do go to court. They go to court over the design and the selling of the replicas and the. There was some other stuff that they had sold without permission. I think there were the other tag titles and some other stuff, but eventually they settled years later. And
basically, to have a belt created is one deal. To have a belt created that you can then market and sell replicas of is a completely different legal process.
You have to make multiple deals. I remember Cody Rhodes making a comment about not knowing about all that stuff when they designed the AEW title.
Oh, when they first got into the belt making, right?
Finding out the hard way. But the thing about these Ring of Honor belts is that eventually they were allowed to sell the remaining stock and then never again. So you will never see this Ring of Honor World Championship design on sale right here, baby. Yeah. Do you see that shit? That shit?
Me and John found out from one of the last few retailers that once we run out of these, they're done. And we were just like, how much right now?
Give it to me right now. And I got it for retail, right? We got it for retail. It was what, 300 something, 400 or whatever. That's how much they cost. Now try to get one of these.
No markup, no nothing.
Google that bitch.
If I put this on eBay, I could get bank.
This is a beautiful belt, though. I love this. I knew that I had to have it. And today, it reminds me of Jay Briscoe, who we lost a year and a day ago. If you're listening and watching this when it comes out,
fuck. Time of recording.
Time flies. Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. We got a beautiful segment tonight on Dynamite where Mark Briscoe comes out and he introduces Jay Briscoe's daughters, who were told they would never walk again, or one of them was told they would never walk again. They
and
were
they all
there,
walked out together.
all out. It was like I was gonna cry. I said it on the other thing. I was like, I was gonna fucking cry. That was beautiful. So
Yeah, I remember wondering like okay, like what are we doing with this segment this way? And I was like, I was glad that him coming out there to talk had a happy ending.
oh yeah, I couldn't imagine they were gonna. They were gonna have somebody come out there and beat the shit out of Mark Briscoe on the
Well, no, that's not
anniversary.
what I. That's not what I
my
meant.
That's
God.
the ultimate heel turn.
But like I remember them having, and I know it meant a lot to him, and a lot of people were very glad to see it. But I have an almost sour memory of them just letting Brett come out on live TV and talk about Owen for as long as he wanted.
Oh God. Oh yeah.
And
so
it was just really sad. And it does like there's no happy ending to this. Like my brother's gone, and thank you for all your support. Like, god damn, man.
No, I think Mark has handled this. Mark has really handled this like better than I ever would have. I'll tell you that much. I don't know if even a year later I'd be speaking coherent sentences. I'm like, and he put the entire legacy on his back for a year and just kept it pushing.
I feel like this is the most. This is almost arguably the most he may have worked in a long time.
I know,
especially too. Like, look at how much Jay's career popped off in comparison, and Mark really never did too much. And now, the way he stepped up to the plate when needed to, that's been awesome. And remember too, when he came out on Dynamite on the lower third, we talked about this on the Dynamite recap show. Is Dem Boys will never be forgotten.
That was good stuff.
Yeah.
I saw Papa Briscoe there too. Yeah.
I think I said a few weeks ago on here how cool it is to me that just like the video wall has never changed.
It's still the Briscoe brothers.
It's never been like it's Mark Briscoe. He's a singles guy now. Like it's always been the Briscoes. It's always Jay. You know, there's more clips of Jay on the video wall than there is of Mark.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been like pushed. Like he hasn't been like pushed to the point where he's like getting wins and momentum and stuff. But he's been given like these different opportunities to show the kind of wrestler that he is all year long, and he hits them all out of the park. And he's just been. I said this before. Like I've enjoyed his work now more than I think I've ever enjoyed Mark Briscoe. And I mean, I like Mark Briscoe before, but I liked Jay more a little bit. But you know what? It was fucked up.
And I mean, for all the obvious, for all the obvious reasons, it's like it's the most sympathetic baby face in the industry, right?
Right. But nowadays, it's like shit. I mean, it's not even just that position, but it's like he's taking himself to another level. He takes himself so seriously, and they put him in these random ass main events sometimes. I'm like, what the hell? We get Mark Briscoe out of here, and then he goes out there and he gives you some fucking sick shit.
Absolutely kills it too. The crowd's always behind him. Like the kids love, especially when the Redneck Kung Fu comes out. Oh, that everyone just gets up on their and definitely it started with a lot of sympathy for him, but then he went on and proved himself, and like the crowd is like thoroughly behind him for being Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, I obviously don't want to speak for him or like make any assumptions on his part. I think you can argue that there was a possibility that like with his brother's success as a single star and knowing that their place as a tag team was always there, like I think Mark was just in a place where he was happy with his lot. And now you're like, I have to step up now. I'm the only one. I have to be the guy that Jay was, at least the best I could be, right?
I am the legacy now.
Yeah. So like now you're getting a much different Mark Briscoe, the guy who's he might be trying just a little bit harder because he has to. I like that he's adopted the J Driller. It's a little the use of it's a little funny sometimes, but
hey,
he's protected the fact that he's protected the fact that that you don't kick out of the J Driller, but he sometimes combines it with his own finish, which is just overkill.
Sometimes you gotta double kill somebody just to make sure. You ever shoot a dead body? You ever shoot a dead body in the head? Like shoot it in the head just to double check.
You gotta you put it down once and then like just to make sure.
Yes,
you wish some movies would do that. Like just
you knew better.
All zombie related media.
They're trying to conserve bullets, Greg. It's an apocalypse world. You can't just spend them like that.
That's two less. Gotta always
But-
keep at least one.
I said it.
man.
I said it on the Dynamite show that for all the problems people might have with Tony Khan's booking or whatever and wrestling stuff, when it comes to honoring the legacy of wrestlers that fall while they work for him, and even sometimes ones that just don't work there, he's pretty good on that, man. The guy's
Yeah.
got a lot of respect,
Yeah.
and
we
he handles that with a
we
lot of
just
grace.
had like a week of them talking about Brody Lee, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
That back-to-back Brody
prototypes.
Jay Briscoe thing is gonna hit hard for a few years. Like
Yeah.
that's heavy stuff. Yeah, and they played the
So, like
tribute
every
video and all
January.
that.
Okay, this is gonna suck, guys.
Ooh. They should do a tournament. I mean, they do tournament, like tournaments in AEW is the thing, right? I mean, at this point, do they have one for every quarter, or is it every other quarter? Like, they
I
got to
don't
name.
know.
They got to name one after one of
The
these
Brody Lee
guys. Or
Invitational.
both of these guys. I always thought they were
Something
going to
nice.
do the Brody Lee Invitational, and I couldn't believe they didn't
Right.
for the TNT belt. At
And
some point.
and obviously the tag one would be the Jay Briscoe is obvious, right?
Yeah, the tag. Yeah, come on, like the Jay Briscoe Invitational or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I forgot they had this cool tip on the back. I always forget about that. That's cool. That's cool as fuck. That's cool as fuck.
I always think it's interesting to me now, as someone who's like tried his best to be very good about his wrestling history, that for a lot of people maybe these days that those Briscoes might be more Jay and Mark might be more like how would you put it, prolific than say Jack and Jerry.
I mean, I know that sounds like to some people like, oh my god, how could you?
That sounds
say
like
that?
heresy to some people, yeah.
But come on, like I didn't grow up watching Gerald and Jack
You
Briscoe.
kind of grew
like-
up watching Jerry.
Yeah, but like as
Yeah,
a fucking, like as a comedy character, as a stooge or whatever,
Yeah,
I heard
wrestling-wise,
stories of him.
if you were
It turns out
watching,
Gerald
like,
Briscoe's actually much funnier on Twitter.
He is
if
good
you
at
were
Twitter.
watching those like Mid-Atlantic shows, though, like you're not gonna know the Briscoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Jack
I
and Jerry,
watched
that is.
them boys, man. I still remember the ladder wars with fucking Steenerico and fucking. I can go on, like I can talk about Ring of Honor memories forever. That's why they'll hold that kind of reverence to me. I
Yeah.
hate people that. I hate to see people, but I mean, these are the people that cry out for attention. So I usually never give it.
Did
any
you
thought.
see the Jay Lethal L?
No, I did not. What's that?
Okay. Our boy George was there for that then.
The at what was that, like a final battle?
Yeah.
I didn't get to see. I don't think I went to. I don't think I got to go to that show. What was that final battle? 16, 7,
The year
15.
escapes me, but I know it was a different arena for them, and it was New York.
Terminal 5. That's why I didn't go.
Because you knew about it already.
Yes. They had talked about the seating, and everyone always talked about how the fuck are you supposed to see? Like, look at this chart. Like, the way this is set up, theoretically, how am I supposed to see out? And I know a lot of people assumed it would just be handled.
They'll
You
figure it out.
you get there and you find out it's the worst wrestling venue you ever fucking been to. So yeah, I definitely wasn't there for that shit. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, it's a good day to remember Jay Briscoe and just kind of talk about or just talk about it.
That was a really good like tribute video too. Just shout out to the great Chris McDonald, who was the one that put that together.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. I did
Mhm.
not know that.
Got a huge shout out. Conrad Thompson kept making sure everyone knew that like that was at KDog96.
I liked Ian on Dynamite tonight. I was like, shit.
He did a good job. It was interesting to me. Like I thought
You guys
Ring
mean
of
Tony Schiavone, right?
he did a good job. You know what was weird to me is like the moment I realized he did a good job was I didn't notice anything changed.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, it didn't feel like there was a drop in quality.
Yeah. I was like, oh right, that's not Kevin. Not Kevin. That's not Tony Schiavone. Oh, okay, cool. That means he's doing good. That means it's flowing.
Tony Schiavone. You know, they
Tony
were saying there was not a rumor, there was a story that Camille was backstage at Dynamite.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, didn't she?
What a wonderful world.
Didn't she just get a fucking offer from WWE, like an NXT offer?
Yeah.
And I wondered, I wonder if they insulted her with that. I wonder if she thinks like she's above that.
Maybe. Or maybe she's just angling.
I thought that's another thing. I mentioned that possibility on the Dynamite show where it was like, I think she might just be tipping her toe in over here, and she's like, okay, well, that's the offer they gave me.
Well, hey Hunter, I'm backstage here.
Let them know I showed up.
Yeah. But
it's quite the episode to show up on.
I know, right? It's a great episode. It's been pretty.
Maybe not for like the women's division though.
Unfortunately, not. That's weird. They had one women's match, and it was Deonna Purrazzo with Anna Jay. It went like 3 minutes. It was nothing.
Fell apart at the end.
Fell apart. But the story of her backstage got me thinking about Camille. Sorry, wrong person. It got me thinking about people like Megan Bayne who are coming back.
The
Megasis coming back from Stardom and joining the AEW roster for the first time for her, even though she's been signed with the company where they weren't ready to use her.
First time officially.
We've got just enough time to build her up in time for like the next 3 years when Wonder Woman finally comes out.
I know, right? I'm gonna make this,
and then they can do that game tie-in.
No, but it got me thinking about people like her. It got me thinking about like Serena Deeb coming back from injury, and Britt Baker's got to come back from injury, and Thunder Rosa just came back from injury.
Oh, is she injured?
Yeah, she's got back. She's had a back injury. She's been gone since
September.
That's a
bad one.
Because she was complaining about her back before she was out. So she was working through it.
I thought she was just complaining about carrying it.
People talk a lot of shit about Britt Baker, but
as you did there, Greg.
No, people talk a lot of shit about Britt Baker, but I won't be one of them. She's not like the wrestler type of wrestler that I usually like. Like she's not like a Serena Deeb type of wrestler, but she's this great character. We watched them and her build her up from the fucking ground. It was quite a journey to go on to see her be this bland, boring dentist, and they gave her personality and they built her to a main event star.
That's after she was the bland sort of white meat baby face.
Yeah. It was like you can tell that she's got this potential and that they really saw it in her, but it was like, ooh, this is not gonna work. And we went on that journey and it was great, and she became a main event star, and then she sat back and she let the rest of the division do their thing, partly because she was injured and partly because she let that online talk get to her. She let all the people saying Britt Baker gets all the opportunities because she's friends with Tony Khan, because she's Tony Khan's favorite. She let all that shit get to her head, and she did step back and she did take the opportunity to try to heal herself or whatever. But I mean, what the fuck are you gonna say? Right? She was over because she was over.
Right? She was like one of the stars.
It's kind of funny when you think about it with the Britt Baker slander. Like there were so many opportunities to do it. Like, oh, she's friends with Tony Khan. Oh, she's friends with Tony Schiavone. She's dating Adam Cole. Her and CM Punk are buddies.
Yeah. It's always something else. I just
like. Meanwhile, she's out here bleeding for Thunder Rosa and trying to get this woman over so that she can drop the belt.
A woman she don't even like.
She's like in the most consistent in the ring too, compared to like when a couple years ago. I mean, the women's division itself, wasn't the greatest, and she was definitely the most consistent.
She put that shit on her back.
On a great match.
Yeah.
Her and Sheeta.
Yeah.
Put that shit on their back. I'm never gonna be one of those people to slander Britt Baker. She's great. I love Britt Baker, and I can't wait for her to come back because that's yet another star for the division. All of these stars, and then you got the people that they built in Britt's absence. They built Chris. They built Julia. They built Sky Blue. They built Tony Storm. They built Willow Nightingale.
You know what this means, right, John?
What's that?
It's time for that thing you've hated.
Fuck
It's
you.
time for that thing you've been dreading.
There's other ways. There's other ways. Wait. We can talk about this.
All right, where are we going with this?
We can talk about this.
It's time for the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships.
Fuck.
And there's already a lot of people that are saying, like, hey, they got to do the Women's Continental Classic.
Maybe we got to get rid of some of the girls then. Never mind.
It's time for cuts.
Maybe the cup is too full. I can't drink this. I can't even pick it up. Where do
Gets
we
rid of the Renegade Twins? Like, wait, they're an actual like sister team,
Right?
The teams,
And they've got twin magic. It's already
Yeah.
built in.
No. The writing's on the writing's on
John
the
is
fucking
so dumb
wall.
with twin magic.
First of all, that is the worst, laziest fucking thing now.
You don't like the twin magic gimmick?
It used to be unique. Like, it used to be interesting. And now, I don't know. It's fine. It's whatever.
It's too many years of the Bellas doing it.
Yeah, they stunk it. They stunk it up.
You know what killed me? I'm not gonna say killed me. Like, it didn't kill the gimmick for me. It killed me when I got to a point very quickly where I was just like, but I can tell them apart.
The Bellas?
Yeah. They don't
Well,
really look alike.
there became a point where there was a really obvious
very
way
obvious.
to tell them apart.
Don't you start, sir.
It was really easy to tell.
became more obvious than the Bashams.
They would
Oh,
have to start wearing baggy shirts or something, you know? But
John's
no.
just looking down, just like, that ain't Brie.
The writing's on the wall for the tag team belt. You're right, because they've already got a lot of pairs. They got Sky Blue and Julia Hart. They got Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander.
Mhm.
They got the fucking Renegade Twins on Ring of Honor. They
They got Ruby Soho and Paige if they keep them together.
Yeah, they do keep putting them together. That shit stinks. Goodness, that stinks. I'm sorry.
All right, fellas, you know what that means? Then it'll only be a matter of time before women's trios titles.
And they just slotted fucking Hartley in. Like, I have a feeling she
Yeah.
stinks as a wrestler. I don't know that for a fact.
Hartley Jackson or whatever.
Hartley. I've been calling her Hartley.
Okay, whatever,
Wait,
fine.
Who are we talking about?
The girl that used to be in QTV.
Oh, Hartley.
Hartley Cameron.
Harley Cameron. Yeah.
Cameron, yes.
Yeah, I have a stinky
And
feeling.
even if they ever needed to, like, I know she's the single star. We're gonna get her back to where she needs to be, but we could also just do Breaker and Hater.
That's true. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, you absolutely can plot. You stick them right up in that
You've
bitch.
at least developed a relationship between the two of them where it's natural. It's not a random team.
That's always been my thing about the tag team division with women. It's like they're all gonna be throwing together tag teams. Nobody comes up on the fucking indies as a tag team as women. Like, this isn't gonna feel like, yeah, let's have this fucking bangers. And I mean, I'm still gonna be against it, but if this is gonna lock them into the responsibility of getting another women's segment on television, then I fucking guess if this is what you have to do, then fine. But shit, if they're gonna take the time to build these teams and don't introduce this shit for another 8 months at least, I don't need to see this in the cycle of Double or Nothing. Ah, fuck, it's right in the name. Ah, god damn.
Wait, so
John is booking it by mistake.
Fuck.
John's just giving more ideas. Oh, and then they do like a whole like tag team.
No!
Oh.
They absolutely will push it too far and do a fucking
Tag
Joker
team.
Battle Royale
Yeah,
instead of the
Casino Battle
Norwest
Royale.
tournament.
Because this is around the time they do one of those.
Now it's confusing. But fuck. My point about the women's division was that it's getting really strong, and
Yes.
there is probably one more missing piece, and normally that missing piece is a top star, like a crown jewel, someone to build the division around. Like, you do have you have the girls who are great in the company, but you don't have that megastar, and they've been circling one in the water. They got Mercedes Mone. She's rumored to be going
sir,
there.
excuse me, don't you mean Wendy Richter?
Wendy
Oh,
Richter,
Jesus.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Timeless Tony Storm is ready for Wendy.
They're
So-
absolutely fucking using that Wendy Richter thing.
They need to bring her in for just something.
They have to, but she has to show up as a false surprise, like right
Yeah,
but
before
like-
Mercedes.
Wait, is Wendy Richter still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh shit. Okay, I didn't know.
Hell
that.
yeah! I hope they actually work on her on getting her in here, and she fucking fights Tony Storm.
See, now I
Oh,
gotta look
God.
it up because you'd be surprised how many people still take bumps.
For the right price, I
Right?
mean,
Absolutely.
shit.
One last bum. Hey.
I
It'll
ain't
really be the last bomb. Oh God, no!
Don't kill Wendy Richter, please.
according to Cage Match,
Please.
according to Cage Match, Wendy Richter has not had a match since 2005.
Okay, but what was the rating?
Um,
What was the cage match, Greg?
I need to be clear. Wendy Richter has not had a wrestling match since 2005, both of which were her first two matches since 1996.
Well, shit. So, if they can get Mercedes, and the rumor is that she is headed to AEW, and they keep saying, unless something
I'm sorry.
falls
Hold on.
through.
Let me cut you off because I before we get into Mercedes, because that'll be a long conversation. Which do you think with the ever growing AEW women's roster and the way WWE comports their business, which do you think is the stronger choice for Camille?
Oh, for Camille.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I
feel like she's kind of a WWE.
she's tailor made for like Triple H. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Hunter's gonna be like, I see.
I got
Here's
this
the
vision.
thing, though. Like Triple H already really fully stacked up the female roster, though, on both
Also true.
shows.
With
That's-
big girls too, with strong
Yeah.
girls.
Big,
Big,
strong,
strong girls.
So,
Like
exactly.
I mean, look at Jade.
Camille's looking at some
Yeah.
stiff competition on both sides.
Yeah.
Literally.
But I don't think they have
You leave Nia
as
Jax out of this.
many. I don't think they have as
bad.
many girls that. I don't think AEW side has as many Camille's as
They do not.
WWE has.
They do
I'm
not.
not to say
Although-
that she's
here's
not
what I-
unique.
Although
Yeah.
they backed
Here's like
themselves into
the-
a corner by possibly hiring Camille and Mega Bane at the same time.
Yeah,
Here's like
that's
the
true.
thing I'm considering, though, is like a lot of people too. Remember, they treated Jay White as such a sure thing for WWE, and then a hiring freeze just all of a sudden happened, and we jumped right to Dynamite.
See ya. That was actually really cool. I
Bang,
like
bang,
that.
bang.
That felt good.
Mhm.
They,
Yeah, so we never know. Nothing's truly a sure thing until they come out on TV.
you just never know because the
The
way
only
that
thing
they've
that's for sure, Tony, is nothing's for sure.
the way that they've talked about Mercedes is that it's almost like she hasn't signed yet. Like some possible thing could fall through. Like if
I think
they're
that's
not
always
gonna
the story
sign
that
her,
Mercedes will.
like she's like a fucking kitty cat. Like if you can try to you can pet it if you don't know it, but it's gonna run. It might run. It's like, I think it likes me. I think it likes me. Where the fuck is it going? Wait.
A little animal handling with advantage on that one.
Yeah, right.
I don't believe that she's. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen at this point because I think she could have Tony Khan believing that, and that whole thing could just be a ploy to get that big check from Triple H right before the Royal Rumble. Like, you know, like she could show up at the fucking Royal Rumble, and that'll be heartbreaking. That would actually deflate. That would deflate me. I'm like, fuck.
You were the chosen one.
How could you do this? She's worth. I mean, I said I didn't want AEW to break the bank on her to make it to the point where it's like she gets paid more than anybody in the whole fucking company.
Yeah. But not only that, you end up with the same problem I think you had with Mercedes and Kyrie in Stardom, where it's just like you cost too much to book.
Yeah, you got
See you every 6
days.
months.
We could afford to book you 6 out of 365 days, 6 dates, and we need at least 2 of those on a weekly TV. So
Yeah.
4 pay-per-views. Yeah. All her appearances are via cell phone promo. I'm back via satellite. It's clearly a cell phone promo. I don't know. The report there's Andrew Zarian this morning mentioned that the reason he had been mentioning lately, and this morning he added
fellas.
more.
You guys continue.
He's leaving us, you stupid motherfucker. No.
God.
Andrew Zarian had mentioned this morning that
That John hates Greg.
that he hates when people leave podcasts in the middle of the conversation.
All right, see ya.
I hate that too, Andrew Zarian. That's a good quote. No, man. He said that Mercedes, he had heard a story about a storyline or something that the company was planning that can't happen without Mercedes Mone. And now today he had mentioned that they would be, in this world where she does sign, they would be building an entire women's division around her. And, like this would be the thing they're going to use to elevate the entire division to a ratings draw on television, because that's always the problem, right? People are like, why isn't there more women's segments? It's because you motherfuckers keep changing the channel, so stop doing that and maybe they'll be okay.
Keep watching.
There's definitely a lot to that. Yeah, if you were to be those people, even though I don't understand them all the time, but if you were to be those people who actually check the hour by hour or the segment to segment movements, they tell a story.
We need people to analyze analytics. We need them. We need the Brandon Thurstons. Although he did get a little weird. I was like, oh,
I always said to.
the turnstile thing. The turnstile thing was
weird
funny.
moment where
He's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are you doing? What is happening here? Why are you so desperate to disprove this fucking number? Fucking maniac.
To explain my random stepping away. You ever have that moment where like your door is wide open and you realize you haven't seen the animal in a while?
Oh fuck. Yeah, no, that happens to me, and then the animal left.
Oh no.
The dog has been outside for an hour. They posted her in the Air Force Facebook group.
Oh god damn it.
Fuck. No, I didn't know.
Not the group chat.
She's friendly, so but
anybody lose this dog?
Shipping her out.
But getting back to the Mercedes thing, to close that up, it would add to a very, very full plate of potential for AEW to have probably the best positioned women's division in America. But if they use it, they have to capitalize on it. That's the thing. You can have all this potential and squander it. It's always very possible in any company. But
the upside to WWE's top loading is that they put themselves in a position to have 3 shows for all of them.
That's true. And you also have they've got people like Rhea Ripley, and they've got stars in their women's division. You know what I mean? The AEW women's division needs more stars, and that doesn't mean just like sports entertainment larger than life stars. I mean just like people that exude that aura.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, because one of the things I think that does help, the WWE making stars outside of the female talent. How often are the female talent actually integrated with some of the men in AEW?
Not very.
Right?
Britt Baker's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
And not even directly. It's like sometimes.
It's like we sometimes acknowledge that she's with Adam Cole, and then we just kind of move on from it.
And then the Ruby Soho thing with Cool Hand Ange, but even Cool Hand Ange is kind of lower on the card.
And even that's kind of a lower
Rampage. That's like a Rampage gimmick. An occasional collision.
Yeah, like the closest we came to it was like Anna Jay was in the Inner Circle, and that did nothing for her.
No, nothing at all. That just fucking halted her momentum.
And that's the storyline now, is that they are halting her momentum.
Yeah, and fucking Tay Mello just never wrestled after it. But she got intertwined with the male talent in a different way. So yes, that's also true.
That's why that happened.
But once she got intertwined with Sammy on camera, like she just stopped wrestling.
I think her and Anna Jay are cool because they're like one of AEW's first.
That's another tag team.
They're like the first tag team. They're like AEW's first women's tag team, and they're like a real tag team.
Why they're gonna win them?
They probably will, right? You figure anytime AEW has had a women's tag team match that was like, oh my, you have to see this. It was Anna Jay and fucking Tay Conti in it. The two street fights. It's the only time. And they were both in the thing.
John's favorite tag name.
TJ. Fuck you.
TJ.
Fuck you.
It's time for those tag titles.
I did love their entrance, though. They just came out and they shook their ass. I was like, wow, that's effective. I'm a fan.
Sounds like simple, clean, to the point.
I'm down. There's no time wasted. You come out, jiggle. Whoa.
Sounds like I understand who these characters are.
I was very into it. No, they
long-term storytelling.
If anybody should win an AEW Women's Tag Team Championship, it should be them. They did that shit first. We'll see, though. You're right about that. It's probably coming soon. I was gonna say, unlike me, my wife is not here.
Oh man.
Incredible.
Oh fuck, what's the rest of this damn outline? Fucking get in trouble.
I'm crying now.
While you're going to that, I will say there was one thing that did amuse me. Deonna Purrazzo had a small little match tonight against Anna Jay, the halted momentum of Anna Jay.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of very amused that she had to come up with I have to come up with a new finish because MJF uses the Fujiwara armbar. I've got it. A double Fujiwara armbar.
That shit looked horrible, though. It looked nasty as fuck.
Oh, it looks so mean. You at this point, you're just asking yourself, why didn't you use this the entire time?
I was like, this is disgusting. This is some Bryan Danielson shit.
It really
is. Really strong too. Like on someone that's like super like double jointed, like a Red Velvet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Brutal.
That's just gross.
Oh my god. I mean, that's another name on this very strong women's division. They got a lot of shit going for them.
Recently hired Deonna Purrazzo. The kind of skipping the line Deonna Purrazzo.
Hey, I'm going to feud with Mariah May. No, instead, champion.
Hold on.
And then shoe fight happened. Shoe fight 2024.
Shoe fight.
One of them flew right into the crowd because Deonna can't aim.
So I mean, I guess did you guys see? Did you happen to watch Seth Garbage? Seth Garbage. Oh my god, I can't believe I said that. I did not mean
Bret
that.
Hart is satisfied with you yet again.
I did not. I got a fucking message.
4 out of 10.
I got a message that said the word garbage on the fucking computer screen while I was saying Seth Rollins' name. Shit.
What about Seth Garbage?
Seth Garbage.
No, that's not a thing. I'm sorry. No,
that's all people are going to listen to now. That's all they're going to say. Like, this is how he feels about WWE.
Fuck no, Seth Rollins injured himself on Monday. I actually didn't watch the match. I heard it wasn't. I mean, it was Jinder Mahal in the fucking match. I don't know what people expected.
Don't hinder Jinder.
It's a good meme, but like, did you forget? Did y'all forget? Like, what the fuck?
Everyone walked out.
You're just actually watching the match, going, "Oh, this isn't funny anymore."
Oh, that's right. He stinks.
No, Choke went too far.
Oh, what have we done? So, unfortunately, Rollins injured himself in this match, and at first people were like, he was able to walk away on his own 2 feet, and he's gonna go get an MRI. And it's like, then we're gonna see the severity of the injury. And I had seen some whispers and some places that I won't mention that maybe he didn't walk out on his own 2 feet that day.
Maybe it was a lie.
Maybe it might be a little worse than we're being led to believe at the moment, which is really that's really fucked up.
Yeah.
If that's true. Man, this is the second time, right, that this happens during WrestleMania season? Because I remember he was building towards Triple H, and they were doing this really cool thing where he came down to NXT like, I'm fucking here at your house now. You know? And then, like, almost immediately after that, you lost Seth Rollins, and they had to come back. Oh, dude,
I for whatever reason, I vividly remember the way Seth's knee bent when Joe went down for the fucking choke.
Oh fuck, that was the debut, wasn't it?
I don't. Was it the debut?
When he fucking pulls him back and he falls and he bends the leg by accident.
Yeah, he attacks him. They get in the ring and like Joe's going for the fucking choke, and they're at a weird angle, and he goes to drop back, and like Seth is still like side to Joe.
I think that was Samoa Joe's main roster debut.
Was it? Okay.
Because I remember Triple H hired him. Like he came to beat up Seth Rollins for Triple H.
Yeah, and then he nearly snaps his fucking leg in half.
I did my job.
Right?
You know what that kind of reminds me too of? Remember the other injury where he was stripped of the World Championship at the end of 2015?
Oh fuck, that's right.
They had to do that mini tournament.
Another right before WrestleMania season. Yep. Holy shit, this is really bad. For could we keep him out of the ring in January? What the fuck?
Is this becoming a trend? I mean, this is why they've gone so far out of their way to keep Roman's fucking schedule low, right? Get him to Philadelphia.
I'm mostly worried because he's had the previous injury on the knee.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, I really fucking hope not. He's been carrying that goddamn Raw.
Which is, remember too how Seth used to wrestle. So like he's definitely like lessened that crazy style, but still like, it takes effect on him.
I miss pre-knee injury Seth Rollins. He was cool.
He's risk taking.
White Ranger Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think we should call people that. that
White Ranger. I think everyone knows what that was. If I
don't know. It's kind of loaded now. I don't.
White Lantern Seth Rollins.
White Lantern.
I don't know. That still feels pretty bad.
I don't know if we should be giving them fire. I just. I don't.
Oh shit! I don't know. We should be giving them fire.
Yeah.
That's so fucked.
No, we're not accusing Seth Rollins of anything.
First you call him garbage, now we make it.
This is a bad week for Seth Rollins.
It's a bad time to be Sethy boy.
Nah, man. I hope we get a good update. And he already wasn't booked for the Royal Rumble, so I don't imagine now for sure like we won't see anything. But if they do lose Rollins, what do you do with CM Punk?
Damian Priest.
Yeah, CM Punk and Priest.
Plug it in.
That's the best thing you can do. Priest cashes in. We get Rollins out the way, and then we just push with that. It's not as good, but it's fucking something. I had this thought.
The title reign with a world title.
I had this thought that they would split Priest away from Judgment Day when he won the belt. But,
really?
Yeah, because it felt like he was having tension with Rhea Ripley and
Balor.
And they're doing the Sami Zayn Jay or Jimmy? I forgot which one loved him.
It was
Jay. Yeah, they're doing the Sami Zayn
Jimmy
Jay
was
Uso
the one that
thing.
liked him.
Yeah, because now Damian likes R-Truth. And he's like, he gave us money, dude.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck? Yeah. This is simple as fuck to me. But he had been liking him slowly even before that. Like, they keep doing the thing where he breaks on television. Like, he likes R-Truth. That's the story they're telling. And I thought that if maybe R-Truth would help him win or some shit, and they'd be like, you fucked up our plan to hold him down.
Number one merch seller R-Truth.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
I feel like such a curmudgeon about this because I'm just like, I don't like it as much as other people do. Maybe it's because I like the other one so much better. Maybe I just think Sami Zayn is so much funnier than R-Truth is.
I can see the template. Like, I can see the template, but I think it's different enough. Like, I think it's definitely following a lot of the same story beats.
Yeah.
I think it's a different enough dynamic.
Because the thing too.
Them.
Yeah.
Oh, go. What were you gonna say, Nick?
I was just gonna say, like, I think the thing too is just the fact that R-Truth is such a beloved figure behind the scenes and then by fans and whatnot. And especially too, he's just the widely regarded, long time known jokester and comedian on the roster for like how many years now. So I think that's like
you just know he has like huge respect for having done this for so long.
Exactly. Like on both ends of the spectrum, from like the fans and from the wrestlers and talent.
Yeah.
I really like the way they keep inserting him into the thing. Like it's very I like the heavy-handed shit they keep doing, like him floating next to the graphic, or the video they did last week where he like talked about his history with them, and it's just
the fucking way they shoved R-Truth into the AR thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
When he gave them the money for selling bootlegs, I was like, this is great. Like, this is actually hilarious. Like, I love this.
It's genuinely funny for me. So that's why I also like it. Because it's not that forced comedy they were so well known for years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So
I like this is the guy that they trusted to go out there and pop Brock Lesnar on live television.
And succeeded.
Yeah. Like, I like this one. Hey, Brock, what the fuck?
I remember R-Truth is personally, like when they would go, overseas to visit the troops, Vince would personally ask to have R-Truth go with him on the private jet.
I don't want to. There's a couple ways to look at that, and I rather avoid.
Oh Jesus, man!
I know people. I know other people will think it because I thought it, and in this world. You know how there's too many people and too many possibilities. If I had the thought, someone's gonna have the thought. So I figured I should address the thought.
Fine, you weirdo.
Ooh, going back to a previous topic. Sorry, this just caught my eye. Someone did the Giga Chad meme, and it's Tony Khan logging into Twitter after Samoa Joe versus Hook ruled, while Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal sucked.
That's fair.
That's kind of fair. What was the cage match? Why don't you check it now?
Check it right now.
No, man, that Hook versus Joe match.
That's gonna be the 2024 line. What was the cage match?
It's fucked up because I know Tony Khan didn't like the way he said it.
Types something out and sends it and just goes, "Oh God, what have I done?"
No, I think he types it out and he looks at it with proud eyes. He's like, yeah that's some heat. That's gonna hit. That's gonna hit.
He just points at his tweets like Tom Hanks in the fucking island. Look what I have created.
I mean, I said it before. Like, I'm down. I'm so down because that would be me. But I would be worse than that. So I'm like, this is tame.
Basically, John would be a terrible businessman.
This is tame. No, you don't have to be, because that's the thing. Like, there are these pre-written business rules that didn't exist with this world. With this world, like they didn't exist with this world, and they clash with the ideas of the old world. Like if you were to stand on a podium and say these things, right, that's a bad business person. But today we live in this world where all types of high-level fucking billionaire business people say the most fucked up, vile, nasty shit, and it doesn't put a dent in their affairs. Like they just keep on living. So I'm just like, in this world, that tame shit that Tony Khan is talking, that is what bothers people. I can't even imagine how they would feel if I had fucking Twitter and I ran a national fucking wrestling company. I would be talking all types of shit. I mean, I'm not talking about nasty, vile, racist, fucking xenophobic, homophobic shit. I mean, like, fun shit. Like, I'm a fucking shit poster. I will shit post and talk shit about every fucking body that has something to say about me. Like, it would be incredible. So I never had an issue. I'm like, look at this. It doesn't affect their business a fucking bit. It never does. People always act like, oh, wow, what's it going to do? Like, what the fuck is it going to do to Dynamite on Wednesday? What did it do? Nothing. As a matter of fact, it made people more interested in the Hook match.
Look, people talked about it more and retweeted and shared it more.
The Hook and Samoa Joe versus Jinder Mahal and Seth Rollins thing, that doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't even exist without this weird context he created out that fucking tweet. He gave this whole week of wrestling more reverence with that one tweet than anybody could have done with any commercial.
And they knew what they were doing too by making that match commercial free at that.
Yeah, and with an overrun, baby, woo! And it just still gave it under 9 minutes. Like they're fucking crazy. I thought it was a great 9 minutes. I talked about it in depth earlier, but it made Hook look really good and it made Joe look great. I didn't think Hook needed to be saved. I thought it'd be better if they gave Hook some more Joe's respect,
The
even though he's a bad
Undertaker
guy. Yeah, but
based on 171 votes, the cage match rating for Seth Rollins and Jinder Mahal is 4.56.
Wah, wah.
And based on the current 35 votes for a match that took place like 5 hours ago,
it's getting there. It's still early Rotten Tomatoes.
Based on the 35 votes, Samoa Joe versus Hook is rated at 8.61.
Jeez, double the fight. What's the cage match? USA Network.
I'd say unequivocally this match was a success based solely on the fact that when Hook made that little comeback, they were into it.
I was into it.
Yeah.
The crowd stood up.
The fucking Taz kick out at 1 off the Muscle Buster. Get the fuck out of here. He looks like
such a deep cut.
Lost my shit. Shit.
Yeah, when the crowd was into the comeback and believed it and wanted Hook to do something, I was just like, okay, this worked.
Exactly.
This was a complete success.
They stood up on their feet for Hook. Yeah. They were chanting Hook.
Yeah. And I never want that to go away, by the way. I don't care if we're done with the Suicide Squad thing. Keep the Hook
this
white.
Is great. This is excellent. This always needs to happen. That needs to be the first shot.
It's so much the way the music is composed is so much better with that shot than it is just the black screen.
Because I can't wait for the day that baby face save from Hook where it's like this insurmountable odds and then the fucking lights go out.
Comeback? Oh, okay.
No, that saves. Whoever's going to be getting their ass beat. Exact. The lights go out, and when that signal hits on the roof, I'm going to lose my shit.
Yeah, the light just the Hook signal goes up.
But you can't waste that.
Don't even know me.
You need to save that for like a beautiful moment, like a return from a fucking extended absence.
Where they hit the lights.
Hit the lights and that signal goes up after like 8 months missing or some shit. Fuck! Stop! You go fucking crazy because the music's not even gonna go out. They're gonna lose their shit for the signal on its own.
Yeah, you don't even need like anything. You just have like the lights go dark.
Yeah.
Have the Hook signal go up and just do like a little boom.
I'll fucking shit myself. Ah!
Yeah.
That's incredible shit.
That's a beautiful TV big pop moment right there. Just the spotlight.
I love it. I can't wait for it.
He's been gone for 6 months. The lights go dark. Spotlight.
Yes. Yeah, that's perfect. That's a perfect wrestling thing. That's
it is. 100%.
Perfect. I love it.
Plus, too, Hook looked and came off like such a badass from all the punishment he took that match.
He did. He really did.
The double bird.
The double bird, the defiance, the please, sir, may I have another?
Yep.
You know,
we were full ECW in that match.
I also just loved like Joe's play on the whole thing. Like, do you understand now?
What the fuck? Didn't I kill you? Let me kill you some more. Maybe you didn't hear me. Great stuff from them from AEW. Hope they capitalize on that. I thought he should have been. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with Hook next, but
yeah, it's tough now because now you have to go back to sort of like rebuilding the Hook character.
I kind of wish you could jump right off that shit. Just do some hot shit.
And like there's still, I think anybody who's watching this with a close eye, like there's still some work to be done with Hook in the ring. You know, it just as a cleaner wrestler and all that. But the important thing is he's got people behind him, right? And I'm not. I don't want to say I'm suggesting this sort of push, but like Goldberg got away with less.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yep.
I love it. I am so down to see what happens next, and I think having Taz there adds so much. And he's not even doesn't have to be like a manager, like accompanying Hook to the ring, but just the story of the father on commentary trying his damnedest to be professional and losing it sometimes, like fuck, like shit, like this is fucked up. I actually love that. As I say that, I have a small child
in the background.
stalking me.
That made me break.
But
It's the timing that just worked so well.
Just slide into frame. Yeah, so I think everything is working out fine for Hook.
I also think it's interesting. I don't know if they mentioned it. I think they mentioned it last week. But I also think it's very interesting knowing that, canonically speaking, that Taz also has a relationship with Joe.
Yep.
He does. I wish they would have acknowledged it. They didn't get into that. They just
I feel like there
briefly.
was a brief moment of it last week or something on Collision, but like something came up where Taz acknowledged that like he knew Joe well.
They mentioned it when they were on the outside of the ring, but that was like only like a small snippet.
Yeah.
I think Hulk probably should have acknowledged it if they wanted it to hit. If they wanted it to land. Just, I don't give a fuck what you did with my dad. I'll beat the shit out of you anyway. some cool Hook shit, like.
Yeah.
But, that wasn't even on the outline, but that was great. Like they were they were good. So that had to be talked about. And I mean, I guess while we're talking about Dynamite, there was one more thing on Dynamite that we want to talk about. I'd been positive.
Want to talk about.
I'd been positive about it, but I know there was going to be a lot of negativity about it, and I kind of. So you watched Dynamite, Greg, right? You saw the professional bucks, the executive bucks,
the mega bucks,
the mega bucks,
EVP
the business bucks, the money bucks.
Biz bucks.
The bucks. I don't.
The Jackson too.
Nicholas and Matthew Jackson, the EVPs. What did you think? I want to know what you thought. First of all, of the Vince McMahon mustaches. That cut went over my head, and somebody fucking put them side by side, and I was like,
yeah, now that's stuck in my head perpetually.
It's the Vince mustache. Holy shit!
It's the Vince Gray suit on Nicholas too.
It is, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh man, it's one thing that was funny is I think my girlfriend ruined it a little bit for me because she called out the fact that the guy on the right is just like homie, your neck don't match your hands. That's
the 10. Look at Matt Jackson's hand right here. You can see this
has been further ruined for me.
Yeah. I was like, damn, you spray tanning too hard, dog.
But
other than that, like I didn't have much for it. I don't. The look is whatever. It's like okay, somebody watched the Peaky Blinders or something, I guess. They didn't say much of particular interest other than like, oh man, like we can't be the old us anymore. I was like, what does it mean though?
I liked what they had to say. Particularly the way they weaved in because I'm a big fucking advocate for rolling with what's happening in real life. I think trying to be oblivious, trying to do this shit where you act like real shit isn't happening, like unless it's like some real horrible, like fucked up, like assault or like some real horrible shit that
the Benoit stuff
you shouldn't talk about. Like you know what you shouldn't talk about. I shouldn't talk about it so we don't get in trouble. But that kind of shit. Avoiding all the obvious. If you're talking about like heat with a wrestler, or like this is the way people feel about you, and they feel very strongly this way about you, and you try to just push forward and act oblivious and be fucking cartoon characters, and we're separating television from real life, and it's like professional wrestling has never been that. Like that's not what this was supposed to be. It's a fucking form of expression, and it works a lot better when you're drawing from things that are happening in real life. Provided that they're not traumatizing you, or they're gonna make you go to therapy afterwards because you keep pulling on some really traumatic shit that keeps fucking you up in your head in real life.
Why is my escape triggering me?
Hey, wait, I did this wrong. But so I really like that. That's where they went with it. So you know what? We are the EVPs. We are what you said we are. What would you have us do if these people were talking about you and fucking your legacy and mistreating the people that you fucking love, your wife, your fucking people that have no real connection, but they're connected to you, so like fuck them too. Would we change anything we've done? No, because we love AEW. And then they got their opportunity to take their jab at CM Punk, where they got to talk about the AEW lost its way by allowing the toxicity into the locker room and the fucking by relying on the tired superstars, cancerous superstars of the past or whatever. Yeah. It is midnight. You need my daughter is on screen on midnight. I will be furious when this camera goes off. If she is still awake, I will be very angry.
He's also very angry at us anytime we're awake at certain times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. Go to bed, but not now.
All right, you got it.
All right.
No, I thought I like that. I like that they took the opportunity to get their little dig in because, like I said, I'm very petty and I like things like that. And I like that that's the direction they're going in. And they tied it at the end. They tied it all right into the fucking Sting thing. All of that said, we're gonna get rid of people of Sting and people like him. Fuck yeah, hell yeah. That's the way I would have wanted to do it. We are what you said we are on the internet, wherever the fuck you feel. This is it. It reminds me of when the PWG crowd turned on them. They called them all these fucking politics and the Young Bucks are always winning and oh god the Meltzer and all the bullshit, and so they leaned all the way into it and they became everything they were criticized about, and we're cocky and we do too many super kicks and we're killing the business, and that became the most successful period in their entire fucking lives, and it basically springboarded them to whatever happened over the next few years. So that's a tried and true method. that's why I'm so positive about it. That's gonna be a clip. That's not even on the outline though.
Nicholas
brought that shit up.
EVP's doing EVP things, and that was one of the interesting things too. Was within that whole area, so to speak, was Sting and Darby then not even really addressing them, but more so addressing wanting the AEW tag team titles from Ricky Starks and Big Bill, aka Big Billy Starks.
I feel so bad.
I'll
for
never
Ricky.
let that go.
I feel so bad for Ricky. They yeah, he really do. He's got this. He's never fit into AEW's plans, right? It's when he first came in, he wasn't somebody they went out searching for, right? He was somebody that, yeah, like he came in and he was so good. They were like, we're not gonna just let this guy be free agent. Like, we'll take him and we'll put him in Team Taz.
Like, what's he gonna do? Go back to the NWA?
Right? Like, we'll give him a shot. And he's very good. Like, he's got all this charisma. His promos are great, and he comes across like a star. But they've just never had him in their plans. Like, he's always been the supporting character. He was Hobbs' supporting character. He was Brian Cage supporting character. And then he became he didn't really become a main event character, like a main character. They just kind of gave him a little bit of development so that they can keep using him as a better supporting character.
Yeah. An upper mid supporting character.
And it's just like CM Punk tried his best to make it work.
About whom he lost to tonight's main event.
That's right, Hook, baby. But I mean, CM Punk tried to give it to Ricky, and then CM Punk fucking left. And then Brian tried to give it to Ricky, and then Brian got busy with his other shit. He was like, this is really cool. I got this idea for it's like the G1.
So my orbital bone's broken.
And Ricky Starks has just been like, they gave him the tag belt just because. Like, we fucking, here, hold this shit. I don't know what the fuck to do with you. And now again, they're going to take it from him with like unceremoniously. They're gonna take that shit. They're gonna give it right to Sting and Darby. It's gonna be a great match or whatever the fuck. And he'll get to bump around for Sting and he'll get to say he had a moment. But in reality, they're just like, okay, we gave it to you as a placeholder. Now we're taking from you back, and now it matters over here. Yeah. And what the fuck is Ricky Starks gonna do? Feud with Big Bill? What the fuck?
Power bomb. Bang.
That shit is done. That guy's so WWE bound. It's not even funny.
You think he's going back?
He's going back. He's never been, right? I don't know if
he's been backstage.
I thought you were talking about Bill. I'm sorry.
Oh no, Big. I don't know about Big Bill. I feel like he's probably getting a better opportunity than he would otherwise. He should probably be grateful. It's Ricky Starks that should probably be given more.
Cody's gonna make sure.
I remember sending you the clip of Ricky training with Natalia and Tyson. There's like this loyalty.
Look at him. He exudes I'm going to WWE energy.
He's always visiting Cody backstage.
Why do you
the big events?
Why do you guys think?
Weren't they on camera together?
What do you think he's missing? What do you think he's missing? Yeah.
I don't think. I think he would have been better off. Better suited for like that second year, because the more people, the higher, the farther down the rung he finds himself.
That's a good. Guess he would have stood out more too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the thing. That and plus his injuries too.
Also, he wouldn't have had that weird moment with Edge.
I forgot he also got dropped on his neck earlier on. Hangman on that German suplex.
It was the neck injury that really, I say, like took him down. And well, it did showcase, when he would do commentary, how good of a talker he was. At the same time, it's still not the same as seeing him in the ring.
No, it's not.
No, so I like I said, yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad, but you know what? It is what it is. The show is rolling and rocking. Let's not try to rock it. Let's not try to fuck it up just to stick somebody where they don't fit.
It usually doesn't go in that direction, but sometimes it does.
Sometimes. So the fucking world of professional wrestling, a little bit on fire lately.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. Last weekend, Nick
incredibly
Nemith
busy.
Showed up at the end of TNA Hard to Kill, the first TNA event in I don't fucking know. It'd be like 13 years or some shit. I don't know. A long time.
TNA.
The this image right here, this image of Dolph Ziggler in a TNA shirt. This is like every fucking teenager's dream in 2016, 2015. Like that's a crazy ass image. Honestly, it is. And that's not the worst place. That's probably the best fucking place for him to kind of set his roots, dig his roots in. And as I say that, you would think, oh man, that's gonna be great. But the first thing he gets into is a feud with Moose. And I was like, oh god. Okay. He gets in a thing with Moose and they book him more, please. And they book him in a match with Matt Cardona and GCW.
I got into a thing with Moose once. It was quite painful.
I'm just like, God, like I'm very excited for Ziggler's mind for Nick Nemeth's mindset. And he's like, I wanted to leave WWE. I wanted to prove myself outside of there, and that's great. But these first few matches he's booked in, I'm just like, this is not the best start. You got a WWE 2012 mid-card match over here with Zack Ryder and Nick Nemeth. You got him and Moose over here. Fuck.
I love that you called one Zack Ryder, but the other one Nick Nemeth.
I'm trying. They're both Zack Ryder. It's literally Zack Ryder versus Dolph Ziggler, like at a GCW show.
Zack Ryder's dead, sir.
The first fucking thing that I want to see Dolph Ziggler do when he leaves the WWE is not wrestle another one of his fucking mid-card buddies from 2012.
Just wait for Johnny Honor.
I wanted to see him come out and wrestle fucking Mike Bailey or fucking Will Ospreay or some shit.
Even if you were to consider the Japan gimmick, the first thing John is made to have to deal with is Nick Nemeth versus fucking David Finlay.
David fucking Finlay, like not even the good member of the Bullet Club. They're all leaving. No, I don't know if they're leaving, but
Everyone ignoring Ryan Nemeth.
the fucking contracts are a
Thanks
Ryan.
for carrying this bags, Ryan. Glad to have
That's
you
fine.
here.
It's
That's
Nick
fucked up.
Nemeth, and there's Ryan too.
I'm here.
Hey guys,
Yes, you are, buddy.
remember me in AEW? Yeah, I'm here too.
That's fucked up, actually.
No.
No, I don't. No, man. Ziggler shows up at the end of the TNA show. Ospreay works TNA the next day. Okada worked TNA. He touched the ground. He said
I thought you said he touched grass.
he touched grass. Finally. They said it was his
time.
return to TNA after many years was said to be a healing moment after he had been treated so poorly by the previous iteration of the company's management.
He's like, wow, this place is much smaller.
He's like, oh yeah.
What happened to all the money?
I think it's a good thing. I think TNA has got a really big upswing of momentum right now, and you don't look like a loser for going there. And that hasn't been the case
For a long time.
for a long time, because usually people you like, you're like, they're above Impact. Like, I would be disappointed.
Remember
if
when
they
Bobby
showed-
Fish showed up and everyone just went,
Everybody went, that's where you deserve to be. That's fucked up.
No, but that was true. That was the
everyone went,
perception.
that's about right.
Or even at a certain point during their heyday, there was a perception as well, like this is WWE's retirement home.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. And I think they've got a great perception going into this year, and the signings they've made and the moves they've done, it's been perfect for them. So this is great for wrestling because now everybody doesn't have to go to AEW or WWE and get stuck in the fucking piping and clog up the tubes.
Third option.
A dude like Dolph Ziggler, I said before, like, I would have hated AEW to go after him. I would have hated that. First of all, they don't need the guy, and second of all, where does he fit? Where does he fit there at all? Like, you wouldn't satisfy him. You wouldn't satisfy his fans. You're not satisfying yourself. You're not going to get your money out of that. So this is perfect. It's not just him either. It's Matt Riddle. It's clearly not him.
Hey, look, it's Jeff Cobb.
It's Mustafa Ali. Showing up in New Japan, and I'm surprised he didn't show up in TNA. But
Mustafa Ali also making more interesting matches than most guys when they got out.
Ash by
That
Elegant.
said,
This was
that
the thing.
said, I do. I'm not saying they're gonna hire him, but I do look forward to him passing grounds with Buddy Murphy again.
Oh, that'll be good. I mean, I think either of these guys, Mustafa Ali or Nick Nemeth, going out and wrestling and having like 6 to 12 months of some fucking heat buzzworthy shit, and then coming into one of the bigger companies is the perfect.
I think especially Ali, because I think Ali has been like so passionately pushing for this one gimmick he wants to do for so long that he needs the freedom to do it.
It needs the money too. I think we gotta get some.
I mean, yes,
budget.
there's
A bit
also
of
that.
budgeting.
And it also sucks that this is the year. Like, after this year, this won't work. This is not gonna work. This is
You don't
the
think
year.
so?
He put it. He already tied it to like Ali 2024. Like, no, you got to change it up next year. Now you had a.
I mean, like any politician, yeah.
Yeah,
Cody would know.
Cody would know, wouldn't he?
Jesus Christ.
I like that Drew McIntyre called him out on that on Raw. He was like,
What do you mean?
You dress up in the suits and you wear the smiles and you do the things that top baby faces
Is this your Drew
expected."
McIntyre voice?
Yeah. You missed them. You missed the accent. You talked over it. Top baby face. I had that. It was good. He said you do the things you're expected to do, and I was like, yeah, that's Cody. He puts it on. That's why
Because I'm annoyed with everyone.
it used to feel really forced and fake to me, like on the indies, like Cody's putting on this costume, like I'm a top baby face. I'm John Cena. But he fucking he manifested that shit.
And in the suit while everyone else is in their t-shirts.
He
Yeah.
manifested like you're going to a Ring of Honor show in a suit, and I'm just like, this is obnoxious. No, but
Not even the Ring of Honor show, but like it always looks so out of place that he was hanging out with the fucking
With the Bullet
Bullet
Club.
kid.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, it's just one of those things where you look at two people on a wrestling show, and you're just like, y'all don't hang out.
It definitely felt like it always
Not
used
real
to
friends.
feel. It always used to feel like Cody attached himself to the hottest shit so that he can use it, and it was like, it's respectable, whatever. But it felt transparent for a long time.
But it sort of makes you wonder to yourself, like, okay, yeah, but like, what made them go along with it?
Well,
What
I
were they
mean,
getting out
their
of
love
attaching
of
themselves
Dusty
to Cody
Rhodes.
Like,
they got a good marketing mind. I think a lot of the hot topic stuff and the fucking the all in shit like that. I think Cody had a good wrestling mind. I'm sure that he came up with lots of good ideas. I can't imagine it would have kept him around for too long if he didn't. Like it would have
the
became.
Bullet Club is fine.
They really thought that shit was hidden, Greg. They were they were really proud of that. Nah, man. They're gonna do a thing with him and Punk on Monday now. It's like the AEW face off, but in a WWE ring.
They know exactly what they're doing.
If you close your eyes, you can just imagine it's happening on Dynamite instead. I'm sure they're gonna make all the references and shit. Yeah. No, Cody and Punk are gonna do a face off on Monday, and and I'm just like I can already
What do you want to talk about?
I can already hear the references and in the other place you were a cancer. Like fuck you, fuck off, fuck both of you.
He's not like there anymore.
Let's go weekend for wrestling though. The New Japan show was sick. They had a fucking Jon Moxley Shingo match that went hard. It was like Wrestle Kingdom level. Like that was some great shit.
Before you do leave, did you hear Lexis King talking about the other play? Okay, he did. John reacted immediately.
Lexis King.
Yeah.
Other place.
I had thoughts about that
because please express your thoughts about that before we move on.
He had said to Chris Van Vliet that in the other place he felt like he had doubts and was he good enough, and
was it the good place or the bad place?
He was working some dark matches and he didn't feel like he had it, but when he came to WWE, they gave him a throne and they gave him the name King. And they made him feel good. And I was like, yes, that means that someone gave you the opportunity to do it yourself and you fucking failed. So somebody else had to spoon feed you your shit for it to work. Yeah, that's usually how that fucking works. That's not a fucking that's not an indication of the company. That's you, dog. Like, that's on you. What the fuck?
Well, do we know for sure? Because I would just love to know. Do we know for sure that the varsity guys were their idea?
I know that Tony Khan gives you the thing. There's a lot of time when it's a young person like that, like he did with Tony Storm. He gave her the idea. This is this idea I have for a gimmick, and she went home and she watched all these old fucking movies, and she came back and she was like, boom, I got this shit. And they didn't have it. So
Tony Khan is just like, so I saw Varsity Blues, right?
He's like, and I know your dad and Austin, they were like the blondes.
Yeah. Also, young, fine white woman.
You tweak that, use it how you will. Come back to me. And they were like, "We ain't got it. Yeah. We ain't got it, boss."
And you know how you know it wasn't working. And you know how you know it wasn't working when the youngest person in that group went, "Tony, I don't know if this is working."
You know
this
what?
Doesn't work for me, brother.
I think inside of me there is a goth girl waiting to come out. If there's
this other group that's doing really well. I think I'm a much better fit for them.
I like that. Listen,
and then 4 months later, she said, "I think I need to save that other bubbly white girl."
I know in AEW it's a lot more sink or swim. Like you're gonna sink or you're gonna swim. In WWE, they're gonna give you floaties, and I mean that's great. That's just the difference. I feel like that's the difference between the two companies. WWE has always been. Well, for a long time, they were overproduced. now I don't know that they've got the balance down, but that just is what it is. That just is who they are. It's a television show. They hold themselves like a television show, so they will overproduce and control every single element. I kind of like my wrestling a little more
You got a
chaotic.
script. You got minutes ahead. You got to get this done.
I like wrestling when it's a little more chaotic and natural and wrestling. And I know I love that kind of shit more. So I don't think what he said was wrong. I just think that people, and I don't even know how he's taking it. I don't know how he looks at it. I'm sure he probably thinks, yeah, I like they fucked me over or whatever. But I'm like, no, a little bit on you, brother. They kind of got to place a little bit of the blame on you, my friend, because they could have booked the shit out of you, and you would, if you stink, you stink.
Yeah.
Didn't he get a big fucking Grand Slam match with MJF at one point? Didn't they do like a story?
We were there for that.
Yeah.
They did, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened with that? What the fuck happened with that? I've seen people make more with less, buddy. I don't know. I don't know.
Because the whole thing too was MJF just destroying Pillman Jr.'s entire family.
And Pillman was like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You're right. I'm gonna change my name.
You're right. I fucking suck, bro."
I remember they started to try to do that storyline where he
I
kept.
don't even remember the program. I just know I saw Pillman live.
He called his mother Methany.
That's right.
Oh fuck! And Brian had nothing for that.
He couldn't respond. He was trying to take on MJF too in like a promo battle. Like, that's not going to work. Remember too, they wanted to do that program where Pillman Jr. kept falling off the top rope, and he started getting afraid of top rope maneuvers.
Oh fuck! Because
it started with like the match with Malachi Black when he fell, and Malachi just kicked him in the face.
That's right. And then he went to like go up the next time, and he was like,
he started doing like a little thing where he was afraid of it, and then they just stopped showing him completely.
They're like, okay, we got Julia out. We pulled the fucking ship. We pulled the survivor off the ship. Let it sink.
We appreciate too when Adam Copeland starts doing the Cope Open, that like the person that they basically emphasize, since he says, "I'm going in the back of the line," so then the next person in the back of the line is Griff Garrison.
Who somehow cuts an even blander promo.
Yeah, that wasn't the best. And Edge is like, I'm throwing you a fucking
bone here,
dog. Kid. Goddamn, I just mentioned you.
Copeland says too that like, you know, I like that Griff. I want to give him something, and he gives him something that's just like no one cared.
And he said so. He said so on the 3NT podcast, which belongs to our Dear Cheat Radio team member Danny Ocean, DJ Danny Ocean, boy. So go check out that Adam Copeland interview on YouTube, 3NT podcast. So fucking what the fuck were we talking about? Brian Pillman? I've seen more clips of him as Lexus King, and beyond the entrance and beyond the name and beyond the look and beyond the cool shape up. Yeah. He still looks bland as fuck to me.
Beyond the beard people hate.
I think people I like it. It's a meme. I like the meme. I'm a fan. I'm big on those. But getting back to the pro wrestling business outside of the big two thriving right now is a good time to bet on yourself.
Busy weekend. You were saying Shingo and John Moxley had a banger.
They did. It was a great fucking no disqualification match. I forgot what they called it. It was just no disqualification match. So they beat the shit out of each other. They kicked out of all the fucking moves. I think Shingo hit Moxley with like 3 finishes at one point. He kicked out of that shit. Moxley hits Shingo with every fucking signature finisher he has. He kicks out of that shit. I was like, wow. They put everything into that match. So I can't wait to see Shingo come back to America and maybe wrestle Bryan already. Let's get that done. Fuck. After the match, Moxley called out Tetsuya Naito, and I thought he was going for the title. Like that was my first impression. I thought, obviously, but they never announced it as a title match, and even on the graphics, they don't have it as a title match. So I think he's gonna pin Tetsuya Naito. Like what? What are we doing here? Because you would figure if not otherwise, like why wouldn't Naito just defend his title? Right? It's a win. It's a win over Moxley. I go back with the W. Why on earth would he have the match without the championship if not to lose? And at that point, what are we doing if not just setting up a rematch in Japan? Oh well, there it is. I figured there it is. Mustafa Ali versus Hiromu Takahashi in Chicago on April 12th. Sign me the fuck up for that. That's gonna be the one. That's gonna be the match. Those clips are gonna get Mustafa Ali on everybody's radar.
They are.
It's gonna be great. That show actually sold out.
Did it?
It did. Good for them.
Good for them.
And of course, you got TNA's on fire right now. I caught some of the Hard to Kill pay-per-view. What about you guys? I thought I liked what I saw.
Can't say that I did, honestly.
I didn't
Saw
think
highlights, and that was it.
I didn't think it was I didn't think it was like the knock it out the park home run I wanted it to be, but it hit all the right notes and they came out very strong on the other side. It didn't look like they fit. It didn't look like they tripped and fell on their face. I think the Nick Nemeth thing was really strong for them. I think the what's her name? The Dana Brooke Ash by Elegance thing was that was
Her name is Ashley.
I thought it was an interesting choice to go with that particular look right now because I
Yeah.
know that you're not. I know it's not the same gimmick, but
When you consider like the hairdo, it looks very similar.
The elegance, the
it
glamour.
looks- I wouldn't like. I would want to avoid a situation where I have to even have the conversation. You know what I mean? I would
Yeah.
not. I would have thought forward to like people are going to say this. I don't want them to say that. Rather than what I'm sure they thought was like, I know people are going to say shit, but I believe in this. Like, I think there's no reason to fight upstream with something like this. Like, it looks so similar. It's like dressing up as a pale person with dark fucking makeup around the eyes and the same roster as the Undertaker. And you're like, but I
I was gonna say bright red hair.
was gonna say, but I don't fucking bury people alive. You know, I'm not an actual Undertaker. No, but you dressed up like the spooky motherfucker, just like him right now. You look like you belong on the team, or at worst, you look like a bootleg version.
Yeah.
I
I don't
don't
even like the staples going on.
I don't know why you would want that for yourself, but
You're
if
from
she
the ministry.
if she believes in it, then so be it. I guess.
A name that popped up on TNA that I actually would have liked to see pop up on one of the other places, but you know, this will probably have a better spot for him is Alexander Hammerstone.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, he killed it with Josh Alexander. But I don't believe he signed anywhere yet.
Interesting.
That was
Yeah.
the one match I was able to see because like those are two guys that I want to see a lot more of. And this was back to in the time frame with Josh Alexander in particular when I didn't really care for Impact. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people didn't.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't. Fucking what was I gonna say? The Hard to Kill show. Trinity. It looked like she said goodbye, but then they were like, no, she's got a couple tapings left before she leaves.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's actually got a taping that takes place after the Royal Rumble left on her contract. So, but I believe I pretty much believe they'll work something out, and she'll still show up at the Royal
Hey,
Rumble.
look at
I mean,
Mickey
they
James.
worked something out with Mickey James. They
Exactly.
can work on anything
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point.
This is different though, right? Because then she's gonna do the Rumble, and she'll go back to the TNA taping, and she'll do her last matches.
She'll
and then
finish her obligations.
she'll be back on WWE TV, which is like a cool little. Let's try to take this wave with us to the Impact show real fast, and
Yeah.
then we're gonna bring it back. Sorry, I'm taking that with me. But I'm taking them with me. I apologize. The New Japan show. Whoa, god damn, that's a fucking what the fuck was that? God, there was a long breath on the speaker. It sounded like a storm. I was gonna say the New Japan show main evented with Okada pinning Will Ospreay.
That was a great picture.
He fucking pinned the shit out of Will Ospreay. I felt like they gave us the house show version.
Okada has clearly been inspired by Rhea Ripley.
I felt like they gave us the house show version of their match, which is still like better than most matches that you'll see, but it definitely felt like Okada and Ospreay were tired. We gotta give you what we got, and you're gonna take it. And it was a great match, though. That's not to say it wasn't a great match. It's just like Okada and Ospreay have had incredible matches. It wasn't incredible. It was great. It's fine. It worked for what it worked. But that New Japan show actually opened with boom, Danny Masterson escaping prison.
Oh.
Yes.
Jungle Boy.
He's out. He's got his papers.
Jungle Boy comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling, attacks Shooter, rips up an AEW contract on screen.
The
Security runs up.
Jack Perry.
He looks onto the camera and he says, "You too busy on Twitter to pick up my phone calls." And they're doing this anti-AEW thing. He's calling himself the scapegoat now. And like I said about the Young Bucks, trying to come back, like if he would have tried to come back as fucking Jungle Boy, is dead in the water. He just tried to come back as Jack Perry and ignored what the fuck happened.
I missed the song, John.
I actually do miss the song. I'm not lying. I really do miss the song.
They spent a lot of money on that song.
Yeah, they did.
But if he had tried to come back as Jack Perry and just try to continue working with Hook like nothing happened, it's just gonna fall on its face. You can't be, especially in AEW where they're expected to address the things. Like people expect to hear a snarky remark or some shit. And if you don't, they're like, "Look at this pussy, this fucking pussy." Yeah.
Not to make what might seem like a trite comparison, but there are definitely a lot of expectations of an ECW-esque attitude where it's like, we don't hide behind the fairy tale here.
There should be some of that. There should always be a willingness to do some of that. A little bit, to play with it, add it to the fairy tale. That isn't, don't fuck it up so bad that it's WCW 2000.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, if you can trick people into thinking you're not part of the fairy tale when it's all fairy tale,
that's important.
Then that's great.
Don't fucking make it real by accident.
That's why this company's in the shape it's in, because of bullshit like this.
Creative control card.
No, man. So I think going to Japan, and I want it to be a run in Japan. Like I hope it's not just setting up a Chicago show and that's it. I want it to be a run in Japan. Like I want him to go to Japan and work a fucking anti-fucking AEW. Fuck that company. They fucked me. And fuck CM Punk too. I can say that shit in Japan. Fuck you, Real Glass, Cry Me a River, fuck Tony Khan, fuck Ace Steel. I think no really, but going over to Japan and just having banger ass matches and call himself the scapegoat. He doesn't have to cut promos. I don't think you really do. I mean the backstage stuff, but it'd be great. I think it's great for Jack Perry. I would like to see him come back after that though. People are ridiculous about him. They think he should just go away forever. He got it.
One thing that I found very amusing that some friends of mine said, which I was just like, that's an interesting matter of perspective, was the joke that, like, oh man, Jack Perry got like exiled off to New Japan. And I was just like, I'm not really sure I'd consider that a punishment, but then again, like, it could be a punishment depending on what happens to you there.
Right? Like if they beat the dog shit out of you, and bury you, then sure.
If it's like, oh yeah, welcome to New Japan, you feel really great about this. Here's your 6-month one with fucking Ishii.
No, he went there. They
positioned You're losing
him.
All of them.
They positioned it like a big deal. Like,
yeah.
He came out there, he ripped the fucking contract. It's a contract with an AEW logo on it, okay, folks? The amount of people who really thought, like, wow, like, I can't believe this is happening. I'm very impressed. I was really impressed. Like, they really thought, like, look at this. You deserve to be fired. Like, ha, look at you. You've been exiled. You can't work here anymore. Like, you really think that? You don't think this is actually they're giving him a great opportunity right now
with the company's established partnerships.
Full fucking blessings, I'm sure. Like, they know they can't bring him back to TV the way he is. They know that, and I'm sure they still believe in him because they believed in him before. You don't just stop believing in him because he got into a fight. Oh no, you guys fucked it. It's a piece of shit. He's fucking trash now. Yeah. Wait a minute. We just believed in him all summer. How is he garbage now? So I'm excited to see what the fuck they do with Jungle Boy. Jack
do
Perry.
we argue that this time off was in fact a punishment?
Yeah, I mean, he clearly was suspended. Like,
There's
he
a
was-
lot of people who were just like, oh yeah, Jack got to go on vacation like he wanted to, man.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he wanted to do. Disappear entirely. Not go on vacation and wait for his comeback and we get fucking erased.
After everyone's been talking about him.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. I'm sure. I'm sure he's very happy with that. No, but there's this idea that he should.
Oh, we just lost John there.
We lost you. He's back.
Oh God, now I gotta get my audio because I don't fucking hear you.
Oh no.
There we go.
There's this idea that what?
I hear you now. He should have been fired. Should have been fired at Joe. CM Punk got fired. Why didn't Jack Perry get fired? I was like, I don't know. Jack Perry didn't have 3 or 4 incidents piled up on him before the fucking all-in brawl happened. It tends to happen that way. You're not gonna get fired at work if you mess up once or twice. 3rd or 4th time, it gets a little shaky.
John might fire you if you mess up once.
I would have fired him for the fucking for the sake of it, for the point of the respect, and to get it out the way so that we can bring him back. This is wrestling. We could get it out of the way and we could have had him back in 6 months. But no, he had all the shit piled up. And according to the story, he actually lunged at Tony Khan. That's like a second offense. Like that's like when you get arrested for robbing the bank and then you run from the cops. Now they're gonna give you resisting arrest. They had you in cuffs. You thought you had it. You fucking ran. Now you got a new charge. So
You're just adding on to it.
There's a lot of reasons why Jack Perry didn't get fired and CM Punk did. And I know, but I did see Greg making a face. Greg, do you think Jack Perry should have been fired as well?
No. As you said, like it's a first offense. I think the suspension was ample enough punishment. Not only a suspension, but basically like being a non-existent entity. They didn't speak about you. There was no acknowledgement that you were gone. You were just gone, and life went on without you. You know,
you were deleted.
They erased it from highlight videos. They were like, Hook won the FTW title from himself, and it was incredible.
And it was always the angles that never once showed Jack.
It was a good night for Hook. I think it's been enough. I think it's been enough of a punishment. I think I'm ready for them to get right back into it. You're
not punishing someone for drop kicking a tactical nuke?
I think that's even great. I think it's better for him. I think he'll be better off now as a heel than he would have been before the whole shit. He was struggling to find himself as a bad guy.
Yeah.
And it was like he was kind of starting to get it with the Hook thing, and you could feel the confidence when he laid on Hook and he pinned him with a smile on his face and took the FTW title from him. I was like, okay, look at that. He's starting to lean into it.
I hate to bring it up because like I'm such a huge fan of his, but like it's hard to focus on Jack Perry in the beginning of his heel run when I'm watching Rob Van Dam kind of stumble and fumble through his shit.
That's right. I forgot that was there.
And I only remember it because like, oh right, Jack Perry wore the Jerry Lynn pants. A reference that like a few of us 30-year-olds are gonna get.
It's enough to pop Tony Khan, baby. Tony was like, yeah, fuck yeah.
That's good stuff. I had that tape where he wore that.
You're right about that though. It didn't help that he immediately got tossed in there with an old guy. Older guy who's in better shape than most of us, but
but like
with a great song.
Has a move set that depended on a much younger, virile, athletic man.
Yeah,
those things that go away in time.
They dissipate.
I ate a chip. They all saw me eat the chip. Still let the silence come.
Is he?
I got chipped. I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking at the stuff from across the street.
Why do I feel like they advertised Rob recently for something?
He was mad because WWE unbooked him for WrestleMania weekend because of his AEW appearances.
Which he said he
Really?
got clearance for.
Yeah, he was like, "Fuck, they told me it was okay. What the fuck? Fuck you guys then."
He's like, I don't understand.
I think they'll work it out. I think they will. It's WrestleMania in Philly. They're gonna do the
And it's Rob
ECW
Van Dam.
thing. It's Rob Van Dam. They'll figure that out.
I am very curious how much of an ECW presence they will have at the Philly WrestleMania stuff. You'd think
Come
it's
on.
obviously something.
Heyman's going in the Hall of Fame.
I was gonna say, is Heyman the main eventer for it?
I think so. I think
Okay.
because
Makes
how
sense.
big? What? Unless they do some corny shit where they're like, for the first time ever, we induct a promotion into the Hall of
Sure.
Fame.
Sure.
We're inducting ECW.
We are recognizing
Extreme
ECW's
Hall of
Accomplishments
Fame.
in the industry.
Could you
Right.
fucking imagine? Like, could you imagine what you've put in the Hall of Fame? Like the, the history of ECW. It's the
Yeah.
Homer Simpson meme where he pulls his fat back with like
Yeah.
scrunchies behind his back, and the front looks presentable, and the back
So
is
terrible.
like drugs and fucking sex and death and like fucking.
Is Rob the only like significant ECW alumni they've put in?
That's a good question. No, didn't they? Who did they put in the 2007 Hall of Fame? They had like an ECW presence there, didn't they? It was during the post. It was during the relaunch.
2007 was Dusty, Hennig, Jerry Lawler, Nick Bockwinkel, Mr. Fuji, The Sheik, and Jim Ross.
The Sheik. and
So
then
you
I- and
remember
Sabu.
Rob
Bad
and
Damn
Sabu
Sabu.
being
Yeah,
there because they
there
put
it
the
is.
Sheik in.
Yeah, there it is. That's the closest they got.
Yeah. Rob and Sabu inducted the uncle / mentor.
Yeah.
So I think Rob's like the biggest ECW name in there. So that leaves you with like there's a few guys you can probably think to put in. You'd think, okay, cool. You could posthumously put in Bam Bam. He's got the double lineage anyway. Like the guy you would think to put in, they're not gonna fucking call, like Shane Douglas.
Could you?
Let's be real, they're not.
That's fucked up. He worked for them. He
I'd
was
be
a good.
impressed as hell if they did, but they're not going to.
They do him like they did Medusa, and they induct him by his
On the
WWF name.
side.
Yeah, you're Alundra Blaze, and you come into the Hall of Fame as Alundra Blaze. What would have been Shane Douglas? Would have been Dean Douglas? You come into the Hall of Fame as Dean Douglas.
Right.
Fuck you. That's fucked up.
So like of the big guys, like maybe you ask if you were so willing, because like they did get Billy, maybe you ask permission to have Taz do the one thing.
I think he can do that.
They've done stuff like that before.
But
That's what I said. They had Billy come in, right, when he was already working.
Really? Or, like,
yeah, but before they had
TNA stuff.
this was before they had tried to poach wrestlers from Tony Khan while they
Sure,
were still
sure,
on the
sure.
contract. I don't think he looks
I get
at it.
that
I don't
too.
think he looks at it the same.
I'm
anymore.
trying to look at. I'm looking at our biggest and most sensible options as far as like, because
Foley's in the Hall of Fame, right?
In my head, I'm thinking you're not putting in Tommy Dreamer.
That's fucked up.
I don't think they would.
I think they love Tommy Dreamer enough where they would.
Maybe.
They've had such a long relationship with him. They even popped him corporate.
That's
They
what I was
did,
gonna say. He had that backstage job. He was part of the team for a little bit.
And then they pissed him off. And then he pissed him off because he let CM Punk go do Ring of Honor.
Because that was the thing too. Remember
sorry.
when December to Dismember happened? Tommy Dreamer was ready to ask for his release, and that was the era when Big Show was just like, "I want to go," and they're like, "We have too many people." Fine, but with Dreamer, Vince really did not want him to leave.
I love you, Tommy. Look at me in my fucking eyes. I love you.
I actually pay you.
I'm not letting you go. You
And
understand?
so maybe, but like that, I think that's one of the harder ones. Obviously Tommy's free. Well, no, is he like
Hey,
under
Impact-
contract with Impact?
Impact and WWE's relationship is probably a lot better than WWE and AEW's.
Probably,
right
most
now.
likely, yeah, probably. Yeah, there's a lot of guys you could put in there, but a lot of those guys, it's just like the WWE relationships are weird, like the Raven stuff, weird.
But I mean, they're putting
lawsuits.
they're putting Scott Steiner in, right? Or they did, right?
true.
After all the things
They
that
put
he
both
said.
brothers in, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. After everything he did, all the things he said about them, it came
Sure.
together. I think it could come together for anybody.
That's fair, and it's I know in the end it can just be like a payday, and I know Hunter doesn't really fucking care.
Come here. I don't give a fuck about
Um,
anybody.
that said-
Anybody.
That said, Hunter definitely ain't calling Shane. No.
Sean's making sure of it.
You know, I'm gonna be a real asshole about that one. Yeah, I could see
Sean's
them
gonna go
maybe
full
being
Chad
able to-
Frost.
The three guys I think might be easiest to get. You can get a Taz, you can get a Shane, you can get a excuse me, you can maybe get Sandman if you want to go that far.
I could see them doing Sandman, even despite the issues. Remember when he got in trouble for the beer bash in the audience and it got in someone's eye?
Yeah.
I forgot that happened.
That was the whole reason they stopped that.
Oh shit.
When they, for some reason, put him on Raw.
What was going on with that? What was this for? What was fucking happening when he was on Raw? Was this leading into the Royal Rumble, or was this leading into the One Night Stand show?
He'll be great on Raw. He just got drafted.
I want to assume it was leading into the WrestleMania thing.
Oh, the originals versus the new breed.
Yeah.
That was fucking bad too.
Well, remember, right before he left, he just got drafted from ECW to Raw.
I forgot that happened.
Did he?
And then they had him in that Battle Royal to become GM for the night, and he almost won it.
The easiest answer as far as an individual is like you put Heyman in, and maybe you're right. Maybe Heyman's the main event, right?
They already have Foley, Funk, and Van Dam. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Technically, you could still drag Sabu in, right? Because Sabu's not in. He was there for the present ones. I'm not saying they'll do it. I'm just saying I'm presenting out.
Hey, Cena enjoyed working with Sabu, so that's something.
Yes, he did.
It is. He became a little bit unhinged as
a little bit.
And I remember they brought him into AEW, and everybody was excited. And then they brought up like a bunch of tweets, and then at the pay-per-view, he fucking comes out and he does 30 seconds and he disappears.
He's supposed to be the enforcer that stays civil.
Oh, when he fucking
he comes out, goes through a table.
He does a splash. He falls off.
So,
but also, like, let's be real, nobody knew why Sabu was there to begin with.
Respect for them not like removing him. They were just like, you know what? I paid for this. I'm gonna go through with it. God fucking damn it.
A table on AEW TV.
Just give me the splash because I need to see it, okay, Sabu? I need to see that happen on my television show, okay? This is my dream and I don't want to tell anybody else about it. Just go through that fucking splash with my logo under your face and get the fuck out of there, okay? Give it to me for the fucking funeral reel.
We can like pity induct Shane by putting the triple threat in.
Oh God.
You know, I just thought of, and this has been a meme for a long time with me.
Go for it.
Stevie Richards.
There you go.
He's got a good relationship. He's popping up again with his YouTube channel. He's always had
he is doing a lot of criticizing.
True, but remember too, he's up against AEW because they keep taking his stuff down, but WWE lets him still use clips.
He let you ride, Stevie. Come on in.
AEW's always been like that with injury clips, like clips of things going wrong. They're just like, get the fuck out. Get out. Don't you dare laugh at my misery. I will stomp you.
Oh my God. I look forward to it. I just, as an ECW guy, I do like to see that acknowledgement, and I like all the Philly stuff. I also, as the video game nerd I am, I'm just like, oh man, sometimes Hall of Fame stuff means video game stuff. Yeah.
It's going into the game.
Sandman recently got put into the Supercard game. There's possibilities.
I mean, we might as well end off talking about that game. It's about to be announced next week. WWE 2K24. We were talking before the show went on air, and I kind of got frustrated because they teased special guest referee, and then I got excited for a little bit, and I was like, "Why am I fucking getting excited? Wait a minute, they're not adding anything to these games anymore. They're just re-adding things we already fucking had, and it's like this horrible cycle of no creativity, and it's fucking killed the whole hype for me. I have to get back to you after I see the trailer and they show something worthwhile. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like, fuck.
I have no dog in that race because I'm just like, I've seen so many people asked for special guest referee, and in my head I'm just like, I'm not gonna use it.
Should just put it all down.
I don't want
and
to
then
play
give
as
us
the
some new
ref.
stuff.
Go all in.
But like I can see how that works a lot with like your online friends and stuff like that.
Like, you have us. Why are you saying that like that?
We never played 2K together.
We don't. I don't play 2K online. I never have.
I don't either.
I've never played it like competitively. Like I never played like I gotta play to win. You know, like I played to set up spots and do a match and have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Great
picking
wrestlers.
you know, like I kill him because I can kill him so fast. Like even on legend mode, you can kill the computer so fast.
The only
I don't
person I'm
wanna
competitive
end
with
this.
is like Roman Reigns on Legend. That dude is a 99.
Oh, no, it's hard. It's hard to pin him. I was glad that they put something like that in though, because it was. I found this thing that where like I had like complete control of the computer. Like I could do whatever the fuck I want to this thing.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what difficulty it was on. If it's on the highest difficulty, then even better. But I can kill this character whenever I want to. Like I can pin it whenever I want.
Although
It's
granted,
like,
you could like adjust the sliders to make stuff more difficult.
I did. I used to use the realism sliders and
Okay.
settings. The realism settings. They had more settings. It changes the way the game looks. The logo always stays on the bottom and never goes away. It makes it look
There's
like a
those
TV
too as
show.
well, but I meant like the AI difficulties, like how much.
Yeah, they usually come together. Like they usually come up in the package. But all the slider settings, the numbers and shit. But yeah, it's next week. We're gonna see what the fuck is up. The big thing they're teasing is who's on the cover.
Yeah.
I feel like it's obviously Cody.
The Sandman.
right?
The Sandman.
Yeah. It is the Sandman. It's Paul Heyman now with the fucking bald with the chop with the weird thing he wears.
They are
Walrus.
teasing. They are also teasing the possibility of what they've done before, which is a shared cover, and that might be like Cody and Rhea.
You think Cody and Rhea, not Cody and the Fiend, Bray Wyatt?
I think Bray Wyatt would be the Icon editions or whatever that is.
Yeah, you think they're gonna do 3 of them? Shit, that's a
That's
lot of
what
covers.
they've done for the last few years, haven't they?
It was like 3 Cenas though. Like it was like 3 John Cenas.
They did do that.
They'll sell them. They don't care.
We got Yellow Cena, we got colorful Cena, we got artsy Cena. You like them? We got them. All Cenas.
You can't even see any of them.
Cody, Rhea. I mean, I can definitely see that. What you're saying, Cody, Rhea, and then Bray, and then they just get people to buy all 3 because they feel like, yeah, look what I did. It's kind of sad.
Oh well, no, I said like a shared cover, so the main cover would be Cody and Rhea.
Oh, the flip, because they've done the flip cover before. That's when they did Bryan Danielson and The Rock in 2K14. I flipped my cover immediately. I remember that shit.
I was thinking like the share, like
they're gonna be back to back.
2008.
2K20 was Roman and Becky.
But were they like back to back, or were they like 2 different covers, or
they were back to back
edition? Oh, well, I don't
That's
remember.
what I was
that
thinking, because remember SmackDown versus Raw 2008 was Lashley, Cena, and Undertaker.
Yeah.
There was rumors that instead
but
of
also
Lashley,
back
was supposed
then
to
they
be
used to
Benoit.
plaster a bunch of dudes on that
Shit,
cover.
I didn't know that. That's actually crazy. I didn't know that. That makes sense.
What?
Benoit on the cover of that. It would have been Benoit, Cena, and what is it, Batista?
Undertaker.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I didn't play that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. 2K20 was fucking trash. No wonder I don't recognize that goddamn cover.
Broken game.
Fuck that game. That's why they haven't put 2 people on the cover again. That shit is a curse. It's not. It ain't happening.
3, it's a banger.
I mean, yeah, man, that's us though. Thirsty Radio, baby. Flagship podcast. We expand, but we stay the same. We are who we are.
If we can do it, I will absolutely work on a DSR universe mode.
DSR universe mode. I'm fucking down. Let's go. Let's go.
if anyone connected to all the shows wants to put their guys in, you'll see it.
Yeah, you'll get your asses kicked in there.
Let me know what your calls are. Tag it DSR.
I got the boss's ear. I kind of know how to politic my way around digital promotion. So You know, if you expect to see your guys thriving, don't. I like to bury people.
I just think since we're on the flagship show, we should be the upper echelon of the 90s, you know, overall.
99, 99,
You
99.
can create your own guy, Nick. You can just post them up for me.
Look at this.
No,
Look
that's
at this.
work.
Look at this. He wants you to put in 4 hours of work.
Oh,
4.
No, I take 4 hours on my
That's
call.
rookie numbers.
I'm giving the
yeah,
real
I was
shit.
gonna say-
I was gonna say, I mean, it's 4 hours on the call, right? But the way I do the moveset, it's
The
another
moveset takes
4
long.
fucking hours. Like, cause what I do is I go all the way to the finisher part because it shows you all the moves, all the standing, all the possible fucking moves you can use.
Yeah.
It's you get the
So
most
first
access
you
to the most
spend
moves.
like an hour just going through
Yeah.
new,
yeah.
and then you hit a bunch of, and then you mark a bunch of things as favorites. I like that. I like that.
Well, I mean, so I don't even go through new. I don't even separate it anymore.
Oh,
Like,
I
I
go
I
through
start
new
at
real
A
fast.
and I'm pressing start on everything that I could possibly want, even things that I won't use now because I'm out.
No, the
I might
first
need
thing
them
I
for
need to
later.
see is all the new moves. I need to
I
see
guess
something
there's that.
impresses me.
There's definitely that. Like, I want to look at them, but ultimately I want to go through the whole fucking list and I'm gonna favorite every move.
I don't know
feels
about
best.
you, Nick, but like me and John are the two assholes who are like, fuck yeah, we got the new 2K game.
Can't play it until
Go
I
2
do the
days,
thing.
not
Yeah,
having
yeah.
one match, just in the edit box.
No, that's me. Every single wrestling game I ever play, like I will just be editing the whole time, and then next thing I know, I'm like, "Ooh, but this would be a real cool idea for like an OC." So then I make that one up, and then I don't even actually play the game; I just create.
The first time I actually went all the way in, like, I used to create a guy like barely, and like it was, what was it, SmackDown versus Raw? Was it like 2007, like the PSP version? This is the one that had the PSP version. I made the shit, like, maybe it's because it was handheld, but I finally took the time. I made the shit out of my character, and he took like 10 minutes to fucking load into a match. It was crazy.
Go PSP.
But
You remember what your finish was?
nah, it probably was somebody else's cool finish. Like, what
Of
was
course.
that? What was that? 2007 game, so that would have been 2006 wrestlers, and I probably would have had a cutter. I probably would have had the RKO or something.
Okay.
Yeah, something simple. I love the punk kick if that was a thing. If they were using that, was the punk kick a thing yet? I don't know. I don't think
know
so.
that early.
It was kind of early.
Yeah.
Probably the RKO. It's probably the RKO.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I fucked this up.
Big
We
Randy
gotta.
Orton guy over here.
I liked Darden a
Yeah,
lot.
he
He was
was
my
hard.
guy.
He
He was
was
one of my
pretty
guys.
hard, yeah.
That babyface push was big for me. I was down. It wasn't a failure for me. I was like, he's so cool.
Oh, we gotta get when my brother Tony gets on here. The story of when he met Randy Orton. It's great.
Oh,
is
boy.
it a good story or
It's
is
a
it like,
great
Yeah,
story.
is that when he
Okay.
found out that Randy
It's
wasn't a babyface?
oh god? I
Oh
was
no,
gonna say,
Randy loved my brother.
as long as it's
okay.
not
someone else at a bar that Randy did not like.
as long as it's not
Oh,
like me
no.
and CM Punk, that's cool. That's
No,
great.
no, my brother's got pretty decent stories with a lot of wrestlers he's met. So
It's fucked up. You mentioned the bar. I met Mark Henry at a bar once, but I was with my cousin, and my cousin tapped him on the back. He doesn't like that.
oh no.
Mark Henry does not like to be tapped on the back. If you didn't know, now you
I
know.
will say, some people have heard this before, but like, it's always an amusing thing to me. Those crazy ass deathmatch guys are some of the sweetest dudes you will ever
Yeah.
meet. Sometimes
Oh yeah, it starts with Mick Foley. He
I've
set
seen
that
a
shit.
lot of regular wrestlers that are just assholes, but like those deathmatch guys, nice.
Oh, one of the coolest people to talk to that I have ever had the pleasure of talking one-on-one online with, Thumbtack Jack.
Ah,
That's awesome.
nice.
Not Necro Butcher though.
Neko's got some beliefs.
It comes with getting your head fucked around a lot.
Yeah.
So that's Dirt Sheet Radio. Nick.
Yes. Well, we already
Advertise.
mentioned my brothers. So my brother Tony and I, we help run the Cold Case Project, mostly Tony, and it's a channel that focuses on all kinds of disappearances, murders, and other cold cases. Right now, there's a lot of kind of shorter, relatively so, like 3-5 minute videos, but then there's also some binge-worthy stuff, hour, 2 hours long. And while you're binging that, hey, check out the world's first personal aromatherapy diffuser while you're vibing watching that stuff. Make sure you go to monk.com, monq.com. Yes, exactly. Promo code DSR10 just popped up on the screen.
This week.
Exactly. There it is. Remember, that's promo code DSR10. You're getting 10% off your purchase, everyone. Come on, that's good stuff. You want to know what else is going to be good stuff? When you're going to hear your boy Nick's voice, it's going to be all on, and by that I mean in just one little segment during the Halo Mod Showcase, VKMT hosting it. It's going to be awesome. Check out for Ruby's Rebalanced Mod. Going to be an awesome announcement in there, and again, you're going to hear a familiar voice in there.
Oh shit!
Nick, scale of 1 to 10, your excitement for Halo Season 2.
My excitement for the show itself is at a 0, but my excitement for all the Pablo Schreiber memes is at a 10.
That's great. My camera just died just in time.
Is that right when you were looking down? So I understand. Me with the Halo series, I got it.
I love it. I love it. Coming up next on the Major Issues podcast, they will be discussing the recent release from Marvel Studios, Echo Season 1. It dropped in one whole bundle on Disney Plus. What was it, 6 episodes, John?
5.
5 episodes of the titular character Echo, and featuring a lot of characters you love from the now officially canonized Netflix Marvel series, such as the Kingpin and Daredevil. Some people came into that and cleaned a lot of things up. Things got changed.
I can't even believe that they were considering not having it connected. Like, are you stupid? Like, are you fucking dumb? Could you have imagined? Like, we gave you what you wanted, but not really. You know, shit.
I still like to think that like Charlie Cox doesn't do that She-Hulk bit, not thinking that it's not connected.
Right? You think he thought it? You think he had it in his head that it was connected?
I think he had it in his head like it's not connected, so it's fine.
Okay, to do the funny stuff.
Yeah,
I get that. They probably would have been told that too, because that was the plan back then.
Exactly. Like, it's not the same Daredevil, so you can be a little bit lighter and a little bit whatever. And it was like, shit, it is the same Daredevil. What the fuck was I doing?
Uh-oh. Well, I mean, it's been years, right? So, I mean, I know what, like, he was just having sex with She-Hulk. Like, that's fine. Like,
he also is a little jokier and a little more, like, present.
He was flirting, though. Because I'm watching Daredevil now in season 1, and when he's having interactions with Nightners, he's got a little bit of humor. Like, he's flirting. He's got some fun in him. And it's strictly to get pussy, you know? But and I feel like that is actually very accurate to the character, Matt Murdock. And I don't think we slipped too far away. Now, the yellow and red costume is where we got a little fucking crazy. But, yeah.
I'll ask
what is Shakespeare?
John,
what is Shakespeare doing over there?
Nice.
The show?
Yes.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it like everybody else hated it. I thought it was a little bit of missed potential, lost potential. Like, we could have done something a little bigger, but it was what it was. I don't think I hated it. It felt like a epilogue to what was it, like Daredevil 2? Like, wasn't it like directly connected? Like, the story was like bringing Elektra back to life or some shit.
Yes.
Yeah. It was all right. The only thing that sucks is that you can't skip it now. Like, I want to watch Daredevil with my son, and I want to watch season 2, but now I gotta watch. Like, I can't go to season 3 without watching Defenders.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even consider that.
Like, fuck. Hold on. Fuck. And then when you watch Defenders, like, should you watch Defenders without seeing Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and Iron Fist? They got looped into a whole situation.
You got dragged back into the CW all over again.
Fuck. No. I mean, that's Major Issues. Be sure to check out the Delphin Pod podcasts over on Delphin Pod. They've got the Revenge of the Sequel. They've got the Emmys review. They've got Countdown to Infinity. They're also talking about Echo, and they're probably talked about Marvels and whatever fucking Marvel movie is coming this year. They're not many. I think it's only Deadpool. But
MCU wise, yes.
yeah, no, we don't talk about the other shit. Okay. Fuck
You
that
haven't gotten
Sonic
your
shit.
ticket for
No, I
Adam
haven't.
Webb.
Yeah. Well, maybe there was that one video, that one Russian advertisement with Dakota kind of whisper talking into the into the thing, and I was like, oh, I'll go buy whatever you want.
Wait, Dakota or Sydney?
No, Dakota.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she's just like, you need to go buy a ticket to Madam Web. And I was
That
like,
fucking ASMR crap.
I will. It's tickling my fucking I will.
Amazing.
Go check that shit out. And be sure to show up on Fridays, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and some Sundays for our Dershi Radio post-show rewinds. Dershi Radio representative and founder John Escudero will be at Tampa, Florida, to be at the fucking Royal Rumble. We'll be filming some goddamn content with there's a bunch of us down there. A bunch of Dershi Radio team members are going to be in Tampa. DJ Danny Ocean's going to be down there. Sam Sluter, the straight shooter from the SmackDown Rewind show, is going to be down there. Brittany's going to be down there. I think Eduardo is going to be down there. I'm pretty sure Nico Extra is going to be down there. I'm going to be down there with George Serrano from fucking Major Issues.
Like episode 1 of this show.
Episode 1 and the first episode of Dershi Radio, where you found out that we could not record in the middle of the night.
No formative run.
Yeah, man. Check us out at the Royal Rumble. Catch us out there. I'll be at Battle Rumble as well. Mega Rand's event. Battle rap event. No, it's a Battle Rumble. It's kind of like Wale Mania. It's a Royal Rumble weekend. It's run by Mega Ran, and there's a lot of wrestlers are gonna be there. Swerve is gonna be there. Big Swole's gonna be there. Lots of people are gonna be there. And
I know Mega Ran's a big wrestling mark.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of rappers there too, like DNA, the battle rapper.
I mean that in a nice way.
Yeah, no, we don't use mark in a bad way here. We took the term back.
Only we can say it.
Take it
only
back.
we can say it, and only we can say it with an A at the end. What up, my marker?
Oh my god.
The Battle Rumble event at the Crowbar in Tampa. There'll be rap battles, there'll be wrestler appearances, there'll be a lot of cool shit going on. I will be by the DJ booth with my boy DJ Danny Ocean, and
he'll be by your side.
He'll be DJing the event, and I'll be like the awkward friend that doesn't know anybody at the party. I'll stand next to the DJ booth. I don't even have a request. I'm with him. Yeah. That's us, though, man. We'll see you guys next week.
Run the trivia contest.
I feel like, Nick, when you advertise the Cold Case Project and you hold up a skull, and we have to ask the question, where'd you get it from?
I mean, he is a good guy, so I don't know much about him yet, but
and you can find his story on the Cold Case Project. No,
you said Shakespeare earlier.
Cold Case Project.
But all I'm thinking of, it's like the skull in the was the Adventurers, where they find the diamond in it.
Oh, I'm thinking that.
The Rescuers.
I thought Crystal Skull now.
Oh,
I just think skulls are cool. I've had this is a Halloween decoration that I've had like pretty much my entire life.
Nice.
That's great.
One year I just like, you know what, I'm gonna take it, and it's been just on my desk ever since.
You have to take that, and you have to keep it with you for the rest of life.
Look at that.
That's great. That's beautiful.
I'll pop this out for Cold Case Project now.
But that is us, and we will see you guys next week. Thank y'all.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Y'all have a good one, man. Thank y'all for coming. Promo code Monk. Don't forget.
DSR 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.